Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. This week, unlike most weeks, we aren't going to focus so much on the daily aspects, the daily movements and relationships of the planets to each other, because everything is sort of all thrown into the same bowl and mixed around. This is the salad week of astrology. So what's in the salad? Quite a bit. This is a week of tumult, change, and intuition as opposed to reason. So here's the best way to go through this week. Remember the theme. First of all, Mercury is retrograde. That means you can't really count on anything being the way it states or the way it looks. You have to be thorough. This week, the key to being thorough is not just in using your reason, but in using your intuition as well. Both of them are important. So, let me just go down the list of things you need to pay attention to before we get to a couple of aspects this week that are super important. One, the overall theme. Don't take it personally. Whatever it is, don't take it personally. Keep yourself out of the emotions of what's happening and stay centered. And your thoughts are going to be all over the place. Your emotions are going to be all over the place. Again, don't take anything personally and check in with yourself. You say to yourself, how am I doing? Am I balanced? Because balance is key. And the best way to balance is to stay firmly in the center of reason and intuition. It's not either or, it's a blending of both. So the idea of reflection and the idea of discernment, both are important ideas. They're both things you need to do. They're both ways you need to act. Discerning and reflecting, very important. Because that's what this week is. It's a great big, among other things, week. Remember again, don't take it personally, and at the same time, strap yourselves in. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Bumpy? Why? Well, we've got Uranus moving, we've got Jupiter moving, we've got Mercury retrograding, we've got Venus happening. We have at least half the planets are doing something. And the something, big something. So the next thing to be clear about is there's an old saying. If you want to keep your balance, don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff. It's all part of don't take it personally. So Venus and Uranus and Jupiter and the moon, they're all moving back and forth and changing positions like crazy. So everything, there literally is things that are sensitively Piscean or they're logically mercurial. So allow Mercury, Virgo, to help you analyze the facts. And please permit Pisces, Neptune, to help you know what those facts really mean and the true value of those facts. So there's reason, Virgo, Mercury. There's intuition, Pisces, Neptune. So let your intuition help you pull out the true meaning and the true value of your experiences, of your thoughts, of your communications. If you have planets or points in your natal chart between 21 and 25 degrees of fixed signs, and fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, what's another one? I forgot one in there. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. If you have any planets in between 21 and 25, this is going to be an especially impactful week for you. You really need to pay attention and, again, to keep those emotions not in check so much as to keep yourself aware of what your emotions are and what they're doing so that they don't lead you into something that you have to clean up later. This week, we are going to have a full moon. However, before I talk about the full moon, let's talk about the planet that is together, conjunct the full moon. A conjunction of two planets, two energy forces, is a power blend, a power force. And the moon is sensitive. The moon, your emotions. The moon is really the way you are. Saturn is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's hardcore. It's does this work? Does this not work? Is there reason involved? Let's get on with it. So you've got practical Saturn and emotional moon, and they're going to be together, and this moon's going to be full. So again, do not take anything personally. Again, breathe deeply. Again, it's all small stuff. Don't let the expansion that the imagination and the emotions can create, don't let that expansion dictate how you have to deal with your life, because they most often will take you into some dramatic course that is really not necessary for you to go on. So with Saturn together or conjunct with the full moon, the emphasis is going to be on practical details and intuitive insights. This will be a week when certain decisions will have to be made. You need to keep in mind intuitive insights and practical details. It's your best bet. So on Wednesday, we have the full moon, the second full moon of the month. It's been quite a month. So the full moon, things will blow up, they'll explode, they'll get out of hand if you let them. If you don't pay attention to the fact that on the full moon, you need a healthy dose of reason and you need to think before you act. If you don't do that, you will have pretty much a cinematic full moon. And cinematic full moon is code for, wow, what a mess. So what you want on this full moon is you want to be firmly grounded. This would be a good week, all week, to wear ankle weights. Why? It'll help you to remember to stay grounded. So on Wednesday, we have the full moon. Well, it's Monday, so let's take out those cups, those glasses, those bottles, those jars, and fill them with water. Put a cap on the jar or the bottle. Put a lid of some kind on the cup or the glass, because critters, insects, will find their way in. And this is a pretty awful thing to know that you have got this powerful moon water, this water that has attracted the rays of the full moon, and there's an insect swimming in it. So you can't drink it. Now, you could use that water for plants. That would be fine. But I suggest giving yourself the option of using it for plants, but also being able to drink it. So moon water is extremely important. Put it on the windowsill, or if you can, outside. But if it's outside, make sure nothing will disturb it, and definitely make sure you've got it covered. And it will draw the energy of this full moon, this really vital full moon. It's going to draw that in. Now, Wednesday is the full moon, so we're moving up to the peak. We get to Wednesday, then we have the release. So I'd say about Saturday, good time to start sipping on that moon water or using it in your plants or for cooking or in your tub. The other thing that we have to be aware of this week happens on Sunday. And that other thing is the planet Venus will finally go direct. It's been retrograde for quite a few weeks. Now, Venus is the planet of women. It's the planet of balance, of healing, of relationships. It's a planet of money, and it's the planet of value, especially self-value. When Venus goes retrograde, we are tasked with going within. We're here to look at, when Venus goes retrograde, our true value. We're here to look at and to assess whether or not we're living up to that. Not somebody else's idea of what our value or worth could be, but what our knowledge, what our desire, what we really want, and what we're really working on and working toward to reflect and benefit from our true value. So it's not necessarily a week of points, but it's more a week of energy. It's like this week is not about sitting on the side of the pool and having your feet in the water. This is about full on being in the pool, being immersed in it. And as we're immersed in all of this phenomenal, tremendous energy, we can, if we center ourselves and ground ourselves, we can walk through it like nothing is happening. And the best way to do that, combine intuition with logic and take it a step at a time and don't take it personally. Bye.